if it's because we just had Halloween and I got to see all these great costumes that I've been thinking about superheroes lately. It might be that, or it just might be me. But if you think about superheroes, some of them have amazing skills, right? Shout out an amazing superhero skill that we know from some superheroes. Shout them out.
Invisibility!
Yes. Yes. Laser eyes, invisibility, flying, all of that. Okay. But most of them have the weirdest backstory ever. Most of them are people I would never think of as a superhero. Not for saving humanity, not even for saving themselves. They've got some messed up backstories. And in fact, if we were going to put together the worst group of superheroes we could think of, I want you guys to help me build the worst superhero we could think of. You got to keep it clean, but what's a superpower for the worst superhero ever? What? What? No? The worst superhero power ever.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, what?
Me?
Yeah, what? What?
Wait, can I say super villain?
Sure, super villain. Huh?
Sandman.
Sandman. Okay. He might not be your favorite, but if we're making our own superhero from scratch and he's the worst, what would be the worst superpower? What's that? What? Being able to eat what? Being able to eat what? Like a whole pizza in one bite? Okay, lamest skill ever. What would be the worst name for that superhero ever? Worst name for that superhero. His skill is he can eat a pizza in one bite. What is it? 6'7". So we may think that we've got this superhero with the lamest skill, the most messed up backstory, and maybe what some people would think is a lame name. 6'7". When I'm reading through my Bible, believe it or not, I find that superhero in here. Our Bible is full of all kinds of people that I would never choose for them to be a superhero in the story of other people's lives or even their own. But I've been reading through the book of Judges. It's not one of those books that you really hear a whole lot about. And I grew up in church. I grew up going to church every weekend, had great parents, but nobody really taught me how to read the Bible. And so everybody does it a little bit different. Some people, their superpower is just reading right through it in a whole year. Ooh. For me, I kind of get stuck in a chapter or a verse or a book. And God, he just kind of keeps me there. And I think it's because he looks at me and he goes, she's going to need some time in this book if she's going to learn anything. So I'm just going to keep her there. So lately, I've been in the book of Judges, chapter 11, and I found what I thought might be the latest superhero. But then as I started reading more and more about this guy, who, by the way, did have kind of what I think of as a lame name. It's definitely a weird name, Jephthah. Jephthah. There's not a lot of Jephthahs walking around anymore. But as I started to read his story, I realized that I could see myself in his story. And I'll bet as we go on tonight, you guys will be able to see yourself in part of this story too. Whether it's him or some of the people around him. So this story starts with Jephthah's dad, Gilead. And Gilead, he messed up. He made some really bad choices because, see, Jephthah's dad, he hooked up with a prostitute, and that's how Jephthah was born. And so from the beginning, Jephthah's life was messed up. In fact, the Bible says that Gilead had other sons too with his regular wife. And when those sons grew up, they looked at Jephthah and they said, we don't want anything to do with you. And they actually ran him off. And he felt rejected by his family, rejected by the people that are supposed to love him. How many of you guys know that kind of rejection from the people that are supposed to love you? Man, that can hit hard. So I think that he just felt like, fine, you reject me, I reject you. And the Bible says that he went off to the land of Tob with a band of scoundrels. Some translations even say a band of adventurers. My guess is that he was like, fine, you reject me, I reject you. I'm going to call this life that's a hot mess an adventure. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to make it look like it looks okay. I'm going to say it's an adventure when really, inside, I'm messed up. And I'm hurting. And I wish my family cared more. And I wish my background was different. And I wish my dad had made better decisions. There's some folks in here that have a story like that, where you go, I wish this wasn't happening in my life. I wish my parents made a different decision. I'm going to call it an adventure, but really I'm making some bad choices and doing some things I shouldn't. Now see, Jephthah was handed that life. He didn't choose that. He was handed a messed up life from the beginning. He didn't choose that. He didn't make that happen. He just had to deal with it. And here's where I managed to find myself in the story of Jephthah. Because there was a time in my life, probably about 4th grade, younger than you guys, that there was a person in my life that I thought was really safe. I thought he was safe. I thought he was somebody that I could trust. He hung out with my brother. He came over to the house all the time. But in no time flat, I realized he's not safe. He's somebody that wanted to abuse me, take advantage of me as often as he could for about 4 years. That's messed up. And I didn't choose that, but it was handed to me and it came into my life. And so when I read about Jephthah, I can remember myself going, fine, this is what I have, fine. I'm going to call it an adventure, fine. I'm going to make all kinds of decisions I shouldn't be making, doing all kinds of things I shouldn't be doing. And the sad part is, like I said, I grew up in church. I had parents that cared about me, but I did not know how to tell anyone. I didn't know who to ask for help. I didn't know what to say to them. And I was convinced that if I did, that it would be like I had done something wrong. Like it was all my fault. But Jephthah, he didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't his fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't my fault either. But we read again in Judges 11, later on, this army rises and the elders come to Tob and they find Jephthah. And they say, we need you. Because at the beginning of this, the Bible tells us he's a mighty warrior. And they say, we need you, Jephthah. We need you to come and lead us. We need you to help us fight and win. And Jephthah looks at them and he's like, wait, you guys are the ones who rejected me. You guys are the ones who kicked me out. You guys are the ones that my brother said, I'm never going to get an inheritance and we don't want you around here, and so I left. Why are you coming to me now? And the elders use this amazing word. They use this word that I love. They say, nevertheless. Nevertheless. That word says, it doesn't matter. That word says, it doesn't matter what happened before, what happens now is what matters. We need you now. And the elders going and finding Jephthah and bringing him back in and telling him, doesn't matter. Nevertheless, you have a messy past. You had some things happen to you that you didn't choose, but nevertheless, you have a purpose, and we need you now. And so when I read that, I realize God sent some elders into my life. God sent some godly people who looked at me and said, nevertheless, Carrie Murphy, you have some things you can do for God. Because I have gotten to work for 30 years at churches. I've gotten to work at churches that have 6,000 people in them. I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to talk about God. I've gotten to meet amazing people. And it's because the elders came and said, nevertheless. So you might be here thinking, you can identify with Jephthah. You might be here going, yeah, I have some messed up stuff that has happened in my life. Or I have some messed up stuff that's happening right now, and I don't know how to ask for help, and I don't know who to tell, and I don't know what to do. I want you to look around this room because you have elders here. These people that come every Wednesday, they love you guys. They're your people. These elders that come and spend this time with you, they are the people you could talk to if you need to. But I also don't want to only look at the student leaders in this room. I want you to look at yourself. Because being an elder, it's not about your age. It's not about your age at all. You can be an elder because you know and love Christ. You can be an elder, you understand the truth, and you understand how you can help other people. And you can be sent into the life of somebody else. Maybe it's your neighbor, your friend, somebody at school, somebody you just met, someone on your basketball team. And maybe they're hurting and you can see that. Doesn't matter if you're not an official grown-up yet. You're an elder because you know and love Christ, and you can reach out and help them. So you might be Jephthah, you might have some messed up stuff going on. Look to your elders. You might be an elder, somebody that knows and loves Christ and says, I'm going to step into that purpose right now. I don't have to wait. So if that's going on for you, if you read that story, and I challenge you to go home and read the rest of it. In fact, this whole book of Judges, it is full of people that you would never pick to be a judge or a hero, or to come and fight on behalf of Gilead. There's some amazing stuff in here. And maybe you'll be like me, and God will bring you into a story, and he won't let you get away from it because he has something for you to learn in that story. And I guarantee you, he's got people here tonight and every Wednesday that care about you, that are your elders. And I know I'm just meeting a bunch of you for the first time. Some of you guys I know because you serve in children's ministry. You are elders. You come and you serve those kids. But you also might be Jephthah. And I just want you to know, I can be your safe person too. I can be your elder if you need someone to talk to. That's why I love having students come and serve, because I see in them the fact that they have something to give, and I want to help make that possible. So guys, thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for listening. I'm going to bring Hugh back up here.